Now, you mentioned that after your blog post, a number of small businesses reached out to you. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. I had a lot of consumers that also reached out to me and told me that I was an asshole, and then a lot of businesses that wrote to me, and a lot of them had similar experiences. But I think what was the saddest part of it for me was that this had happened to a lot of businesses, but because no one had ever said anything, we all just assumed, and myself included, just assumed we were bad business people, that we just didn't know what we were doing. And so if everyone loves Groupon so much, we must be wrong. And that was consistently what people told me, was that had they not read what I wrote, they would have just assumed that they were a terrible business person. So people from actually as far as England, a business wrote to me, and I think they must have a different structure there, because I guess Groupon in England they keep all of the earnings for unused Groupons, whereas here, they just pay you in the increments regardless of if it's used or not. But a lot of these businesses, there are like 3 or 4 on the East Coast, and a woman in Hawaii, and 2 people in California, and someone in Arizona. I had even written in my blog, like, maybe it's better for service type businesses because it's your time. It's not a product, but I was so wrong that they were all service people that wrote to me, and they were like, it's our time, but if they book up all of your time, then you're months at a time with no money because they bought it with a Groupon. And I was like, yes, that makes sense. So,
now, do you know what proportion of your Groupons didn't get used?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably the same proportion of people that printed multiple copies.
So it all balances out?
Balanced out. Entrepreneur Magazine came to talk to me about this, and the guy that was interviewing me said, I have a friend who buys one and then forwards the email with the coupon in it to all of her friends, and they all just print out because they know the businesses don't have the infrastructure to keep up with them. So I was like, awesome. Glad to know that your greed lets you do that consciously.
Now, you got your money in different chunks?
They do it at like 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days, or something like that. And in all honesty, relative to a lot of these people, I didn't lose as much as most of these people. Like, we did lose $10,000 card costs, and I think because it's not my time, like, I don't really pay myself anyways, it was definitely like, this is how much it costs for us to operate, and this is how much we lost. That other people were like, I lost $75,000, I lost $90,000, because it's actually their time providing that service.
Right.
And when you put it in those terms, obviously it was drastically more. One woman didn't even get her last check, and Groupon was asking her to provide bank statements to prove that she hadn't received it, and finally she just cut off the Groupon. She stopped it early. And all these customers were really mad, writing really terrible reviews about her, like, looks like she was going to take the money and run. And Groupon's response was to write to all those customers and say, we didn't properly vet this business, they weren't up to our standards, and so, sorry, we'll be providing you with money. I was like, I see, pretty consistently now, you just slander the business that doesn't make you look good. And because you control the social network and you're providing all of these people, kind of greedy people, with something that they want. These coupon clippers, it's like a craze, they get crazy sometimes, and it's like, of course they're gonna believe you over it. That's why people would write to me and tell me that I was a total asshole for writing this blog.
Now, at the time that you ran the Groupon, had you heard of any of their competitors?
I don't think so. I hadn't even really heard of Groupon before my friend told me, so I'm kind of not in that. I'm not really into coupons, so I don't really keep up with that.
Have you heard from any of their competitors since you ran your Groupon?
Well, Living Social is a big competitor, and they just contacted me recently. But all of these startups that are trying to do the same thing, like, everybody contacted me after this blog post. So, like, here's my new innovative model. Why don't you try us out? And I was just like, I'm sure it's fine, but I would be a fool to do this again. Any sort of couponing campaign it does diminish the value of your product. That anybody that uses it comes in and says they're willing to do it for this much, I should just wait till there's another coupon in that. It's not really what we're going for.
And when Living Social contacted you, did they do it in person, on the phone, or?
No, they emailed me,
Okay.
and then called me a lot. And just they were like, look, studies show that our customers tend to be more highly educated, more have a higher income per capita, and tend to be more loyal customers. And I was like,
In comparison to Groupon? Okay.
and I was like, yeah, I've heard people spout off stats before. I'm pretty sure I just don't believe anybody right now. Especially, I think you read that Rice University study. I think you read about it.
Yes.
That I was frustrated because I was like, that's the only independent study that's ever been done. And Groupon said that they disputed it. They were like, this isn't real. This isn't accurate. And I was like, really? Because it's the only independent one. and the numbers are drastically different than Groupon's.
Right.
So,
Have you heard of Google Offers?
yeah, they've kind of done too. I know they jumped on that as soon as Groupon declined their offers. So.
Yeah.
But I just don't feel like, because everybody knows at this point that I participated in this and really regretted it, I feel like and our business is doing fine. Like, we have no need to do this type of advertising. That our most successful advertising, honestly, has been through Facebook. And that's free. And even offering deals through Facebook, which is also free. That I just think that you need to capture the audience that's going to be most loyal to you and try and just keep those customers happy, is what I'm discovering, rather than lowering your prices to try and pull a few people in. That it's like, if you're going to like your product, they're going to like your product. And you don't need to cut corners and ruin the experience for everybody just for a discount.
Do you think the rush of customers had an impact on your regulars?
Say that again, the rush of customers?
The rush of customers from your Groupon, do you think that had an impact on the service that you were able to provide to your regular customers?
Possibly. I mean, I don't know if it was. I think anytime you're busy, you don't, especially in food, like, it's not like in this type of food where you like order at the bar. It's not like you have this personal experience with someone waiting at your table. That it's like when there's a huge rush of people, you're just taking orders and getting them out. And so I think our regular customers, because most of them are in the neighborhood, like, kind of just expect that if it's really busy. But new customers want this really romanticized experience because they want to love it too.